What's up, y'all? It's your main man, Jay Sands on sports, hip hop, and sports entertainment at its finest. That's right, y'all. The big kid is at it again, and I'd like to welcome back some co-hosts who's gonna kick it with me today. I got my man Breeze Bruin in the building, baby. How you doing, Breeze?
Chilling, man. How y'all doing?
Well, you got your water, man. How's the new album going, baby?
It's going all right, man. People digging it. So
I know they picking up the vinyl. I've been seeing the vinyl getting a lot of love on Twitter, man. So yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, man. I'm glad it's finally out. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Thank you for coming back. And also, we got my main man, Cincinnati Bearcat from Mount Vernon, New York. My man, Big Will Humphreys, baby. How you doing, baby?
What's up, baby?
Chilling,
How you doing,
man?
Bro?
Hey, thanks for coming back, man. We're gonna have to get you back, and you know what I mean, and dig into your shit one day. But we're gonna go to your main man from your hometown, my man Carta.
That's a fact, baby.
Man, Carter P. How you doing, bro?
Everything is good, my brother. Thanks for having us.
Definitely, man. We're just gonna run through it. I'm sure you probably did it before, but we're gonna run through the gauntlet real quick. Can you give me a 20-second bio about yourself, real quick, so the people can know?
Born and raised in Mount Vernon. Graduated Mount Vernon High School. Went to school in Long Island. That's why I met Breeze. Always had love for two things: basketball and music. And it's funny now that we're in our 40s still doing it. So it's a blessing, and it's just a privilege and a blessing once again to be here and talk about music and sports. Two great things.
Well, hey, check this out. Let's talk about your favorite team, starting with football. Hey, check it out. I know you said something before, but we're gonna see if it changed. You know what I mean? Because trades and all that.
Right.
You might have switched it up.
I've had the same team since the catch. The 49ers. They're my team.
What about baseball?
I don't really mess with baseball. We from Mount Vernon, right, bro? Football, basketball, that's it.
Got you. And your favorite hoop squad? I think you said the Nets. You Brooklyn. I think you said Brooklyn.
The Knicks. We on tonight.
Hold on, man. Hey, how you doing? Hey, I see, baby. Hi.
Sneak all up in there, man. Get out of here.
So you talking about the Knicks? Hold on, man. I just swore the last show you said the Brooklyn you was with KD, Harden, Kyrie.
Never.
The point guard
Never.
with Kyrie. That's what I heard.
Come on. Never.
I got to roll the tape. I got to roll the tape.
Go back and do the homework. You'll see. Never. Brooklyn.
No doubt. So you said Knicks all day. Y'all on tonight. So we gonna go to the playoffs during halftime. Let me ask you the sports you played growing up in Mount Vernon.
I played basketball from day one, and played a little bit of football, but it was mainly basketball.
Got you.
Mainly basketball.
Okay. Now you're a super producer. All right. Definitely. So can you give me your top 5 starting 5 tips to production to make your beat hum out? Yeah. So can you give me your top 5 tips for production, making the beat?
Ooh, that's a good question.
That's a really good question.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. What is it? Snares? Is it the EQ? What's the top 5 important parts to making that beat? Boom.
I think understanding music, first of all, like what's your favorite genre of music to sample?
Okay.
Where do you like to get your sources from? Next is the drums. You know, a lot of times now with this digital age, a lot of guys don't sample from vinyl, so the drums sound weak. When you right, they sound tinny. But when you sample from that vinyl, it gets that pop and it gets that pound that sounds like that boom bap. So sampling from vinyl with the drums. Definitely bass lines. I like melodic bass lines.
Yeah.
I think I still have Breezy's clarinet and his Rhodes.
You do. You gotta come up.
Yeah. So definitely that. And next is the type of equipment you're using.
Okay.
Everybody's using software now. I've always grown up using hardware.
Yeah.
I grew up using the ASR, the EPS, and SP1200. So I still use that formula today. I just flip it through the Pro Tools and all of that, so I can get that real thick sound. And lastly, the production. I think understanding song structure. You got a lot of producers who just make a beat that it won't have a change, or it doesn't have any other interesting parts to the beat, because the beat itself has to match the MC. So both of those together make a great song. So understanding song structure as far as making beats.
Wow. Hey, look. I'm gonna rewind this over and over again. Next time I'm making a beat, you know what I mean? No doubt.
You stole that.
hey, look, I bite your style, bro. I have no pride with it, baby. If I can find something from you I can learn from, I'm gonna learn it. I'm gonna put it in the next session, no doubt. But Carta P, you hear the sound? That means we're going out of the first quarter and we're headed to the second quarter. And starting off the second quarter, you're part of a famous rap group from the 90s, kind of like me and kind of like Breeze, we're kind of like 90s guys, you know what I mean? So can you please tell us about 1997 and what was going on?
Oh, man, there was a lot going on. I had just gotten out of school. I probably had recorded maybe about 40 songs with my partner, Reign Supreme from Adizio, and I was hustling the streets, doing street team, working for Bad Boy, working for Uptown Records. And I was just trying to get a deal. But more importantly, I was learning the business. So as I look back in hindsight, no pun intended, as I look back in hindsight, all of that was preparing us to independently release our music. So I was working in the mailroom and I had a lot of access to the mailing list. So I just put that together, and all the music that we had, we just started putting out music ourselves. Yeah. So our first single, The Obvious Joint, As a Benefit, actually came out in 1996.
Oh.
But had it not been from that experience in the music business, in the mail room, running around and meeting people, that probably would not have happened. So it all happened for a reason.
Got you. That networking. Yeah. From now to then, you got a network. You know what I mean? Well, you had an album, and I just found out some information, but I'm gonna let you tell it. You had an album that you guys put out called New York to Philly, but that came out later. That came out later after the singles and whatnot. So can you tell us about getting from those singles to actually putting out the full-length project?
Yeah, 1997 was the year it came out, and if I'm not mistaken, Breeze, we did that like in a weekend with Ray, because Ray was in Philly and we would go and record in New Jersey. So he would come up to Mount Vernon. Yeah, we was recording in Patterson, New Jersey. So Ray would come here from Philly. I would scoop Breeze, because Breeze and I was learning from each other.
Yeah.
Breeze would always be in the studio with us. So we knocked it out in like 2 weekends. And we sat on it for a little while, because I didn't know if we were going to be able to get a deal, or should I go back to pressing it myself and put it out. So we ended up putting it out ourselves. And to this day, it's considered one of the independent hip hop classics of that time period. If you look on Discogs or any website, it's going for like $125, $30. And we were just in the studio, just doing us, having fun like it was in the dorm. But yeah, we were just making boom bap hip hop that we liked.
Yeah,
so hard, man.
Yeah. And Breeze, you played a part in that. Like I said, you played a part in that creation of that project. True.
I mean, not really. I was just around. Like,
you were just around.
Like I would go to the crib. He would have the setup in the room, and we would come through, and he would just be like, "Yo, I got this. I might get on. I might touch something. I only probably like maybe did a little something on a couple of the joints, but it was all him, man. Like he was just doing that, that production thing hard, and it was he knew what he was doing. He was freaking putting together different sequences, different samplers. He getting a unique sound, and just like he said, we would just do a lot of pre-production in his room in the Vernon, and then we take the show on the road and go to Patterson and just put it together, and it's a dope project, man, from that era.
Awesome. And you mentioned it, Carta P, about a deal. You were trying to do for a deal. How does a record deal sound to you in 2021?
Depends on who it's with.
True.
Depends on who it's with. I mean, but I think independent, like how we all are now, we have so much more creativity, so much more leeway to do what we want, how we want, when we want. But on the backside of that, having that financial backing to really do a project from a label standpoint, promotion, actually get out here and tour, that's big also. So if you could kind of find a happy medium with somebody like that, that would be a great opportunity.
Definitely. Just gonna have to give something up to get it. You always gonna have to give up a little piece of something to get that push. You know what I mean? And sometimes
you have to.
Yeah. Sometimes it could be worth it. Yeah, I'm not knocking it. Hey, look, check it out. Somebody come with an advance with me. I might have to, think about my damn self. So
you think about an advance, but then you also think about owning your masters. You think about owning your creativity. You think about having a timeline that fits you. And we're all in our 40s, so we have families, we have different agendas that we have to get forth and get taken care of. So if you can put all that together where it's financially right for you, why not?
Got you. Let's talk about your new project, please. Can you describe what's going on?
In My Silence, that's the name of the project. I started working on that project last year, probably like right when COVID was February.
Okay.
I had a car accident.
Oh.
And, I was laid up for months in my silence, and a lot of people was just asking, like, what was going on with me. I was kind of off the radar, but I was using that time in my silence to retune my thought process, my creativity, my spirit. I got deep and started to understand like God a little bit more and understand purpose and why things happen, why things don't happen. So I just used all of that and used it as a reflection of what was going on in my life at that time, and not having a pity party about it, going on Instagram complaining, talking about why this is happening, why this is not happening. I just stayed in my silence, stayed creative. I got closer with God, and I used that energy to create this project.
Got you. Well, congratulations, because being an artist myself, there's no greater feeling than completion. I don't care what the project does after completed. That can be get a good review, sell some copies. That's cool. But to actually press send and it's finished and it's done and nigga, I'm on to the next, man. Nothing like completing your work. All right. Well, that's cool, man. That's cool. Well, check it out, man. Again, you hear the sound. That means we're going out of the second quarter and we're going into halftime. And I want to ask my man Big Will about the NBA playoffs, brother. What the Knicks gonna do tonight?
Oh God. I'm wishing for the best, man. I'm a Knicks fan, unfortunately. And I know the road that we travel, but I just don't see it right now. I don't see it, but we done more than I expected. I'm gonna just leave it there. Everything else I care less about. I'm a Knicks fan till I die, as horrible as we are.
Yeah.
But they surprised me, and whatever they do tonight, I'm gonna be happy regardless, because they exceeded my expectations.
Is this an elimination game or is this a serious tie?
No, we're gonna be gone if we lose this one.
And guess what? Atlanta surprised me. I matter of fact, I didn't even know they had the Italian guy that used to play for the Knicks on their squad. Forget his name.
Gallinari.
Yeah.
Gallinari.
They got a nice squad. Atlanta has a real nice squad. I was surprised, but I didn't pay no attention to them. And who's the coach from Seattle? He used to be the point guard for Seattle.
Great pickup.
Nate
McMillan.
Nate McMillan's their coach, man. So I ain't too mad. But hey, fellas, I'm with y'all. I love New York, man. So I'm with y'all, man. I'm rooting. I hope you niggas lose, man. But if not, the next show we talking some shit.
Hey Jay, is Nick Van Exel, is he still developmental coach over there in Atlanta? Or
I'm not sure. I did see him on the bench a few times, but I'm not really sure. I know one thing, Will. They need to hire Eric Martin to be the head coach of the Bearcats. I know they need to do that. That
would be great.
Eric Martin.
That would be great.
He should have been. Oh man, I've been on Twitter screaming that for years, man. Even when they tried to hire Nick Van Exel to be the Bearcats coach, they're like, yo, he ain't the one. Get Eric Martin. He been with Huggins the whole time.
Yeah, Eric Martin too.
Coach.
That job was just open too, right? They just filled it. Yeah.
Yep, they just filled it. So, and guess what, man? I'm done with the Bearcats in my bracket. Never, ever am I picking the Bearcats to win anything in the NCAA. Later for that, man. Well, yo, man, check it out. We out of halftime, and we're gonna go into the third quarter. We're gonna start the third quarter talking about the recap of, because this is probably one of the most important things going on in our society, Carter P. You're a part of this. The teaching, the education of our children in this COVID environment. So can you please give us an update on how that's been going? Just catching the kids up, because we're behind.
Yeah, COVID definitely changed the game. Zoom and different digital resources and platforms have definitely come up, but I think it's helped education somewhat, because it's given now that kid who has problems in school, let's say there's bullying issues, there's social emotional issues. There could be an issue where this young man or young lady has a family that travels a lot and misses a lot of days. They now have a platform to still stay engaged with their teacher. I don't think we would have explored that before.
Yeah.
The flip side of it is, COVID and Zoom and all of that created a lot of isolation. Kids who need to be out and about, they need to be in groups, they need that one-on-one in-person learning. It hurt them.
Yeah.
And also kids who suffer from deep depression and anxiety. There wasn't really an outlet for them on Zoom.
Yeah.
When you have those types of situations, depression and anxiety, you need that one-on-one interaction with a psychologist, social worker, and our kids missed out on that. So it's going to be rough coming up the next probably 2 years catching up, because you're dealing not just with the academic piece, but the social emotional piece as well. So we have our work cut out for us.
Well, I got a question for you, Pete.
Yeah.
In the school district, like when we were in high school, as far as kids gaining trades, like car, mechanics, different outlets like that. Do you foresee that coming back into the school? Because everybody's not built for college.
Correct.
And they took the trades out of school, so it makes it harder for them when they do graduate and don't want to go to college.
Yeah, trades are definitely necessary. But what I think now you're gonna see these educational platforms on Zoom for kids to specialize in trades, kids to specialize in business, kids to specialize in web design and all of that type of stuff, where you don't need to go to college for that. If you're nice on the gram and you know how to make web pages and all that, what am I going to college for? I can take a course online, figure it out, and I can start hiring clients and making money. So Zoom, you're going to see that. This is not going to go anywhere. Right. So it's going to be in line with that trade situation as you talk about.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, here in Baltimore, the big complaint is that like some families don't even have Wi-Fi to use Zoom, and they don't have computers. Or guess what? There's not an adult at home to watch the kid. I'm blessed. Me and my wife are home, so my daughter's on the computer doing a Zoom class. We both can pop in and out, to the point we don't even got to check no more. We know what she's doing. But a lot of kids don't have that supervision. They're at home alone, and they're expected to be on Zoom all day. So a lot of kids are getting left behind with that. So my question is, these kids that are getting left behind, at least in Baltimore, they're pushing them to the next grade regardless. Whether they're ready for the next grade or not, they're pushing them at what they call socially advancing a student. They're socially advancing students in Baltimore. And my question is, do we bring the kids, keep them in the same grade, or do we push these kids forward? What's the question that we do with these kids that aren't reading at the grade level they're supposed to be reading, aren't doing math at the grade level they're supposed to be doing? Do we push them to the next level, or do we keep them back and lose a year, or in this case lose 2 years? Because this has been about two school years that's been affected.
That's just what I was about to say, man. Like, honestly, I think the most important thing is like some type of recalibration. Like, kids are not, I don't know, they're just really out of it, man. I think the Zoom has really, it's been the only thing a lot of kids can do, but at the same time, it's really kind of warped their perspective, their perception of school in general. So I got kids who, like, I held class with kids like 3 days a week live, and then the other 2 days it's like office hours. And I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like they just are overwhelmed, and it's 3 days a week.
Yeah.
And office hours, when the office hours it's pretty much optional. Like, you don't have to come, but then there's a lot of kids who really should be there. So getting back next year, it's like, I don't know how we like get back to a rhythm that's acceptable for them now, because who they are now, you have to take that into account. You can't just go back and be like, all right, cool, 5 days a week, we want to do regular school. Like, it's not going to happen.
No.
So that's my main thing. I mean, whatever grade they end up in, we have to figure out what's the best way to, I guess, scaffold that process and figure out whatever the process is going to be that's going to make it most effective for them to reacclimate.
Gotcha. You said a great word, recalibration, and that's something that I've heard being used out here. Is like, hey, let's take the first quarter of school next year and just use that to catch the kids up and figure out where they're at before we even decide if we're going to move them up or keep them back or whatever. Let's take the start of the first quarter of next school or the first semester of next school year just to see where our kids are at, on a personal, not just the whole group, but on a personal level, put the time and energy in each and every kid and see where they're at. And that I think that's what it's going to take. I mean, you can't just say the whole fourth grade needs to go to fifth grade, man. Like I said, and again, I'll keep on bringing up Baltimore, but Baltimore's the perfect example because low economic people, blacks, everybody gets their ass kicked. I mean, not just their ass, they kicked in the nuts and the ass at the same time. So I just don't understand how we're going to expect these kids to pull this weight. And then we're talking about global. Forget just in America. We're talking about competing with kids in China, India, and who are way far advanced than our kids right now. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's tricky, man. It's tricky. I'm not an educator. I'm far from that. But I just was wondering, like, what are we going to do with these kids? And also, I got a question. Because we talk about in music a lot, how music's been dumbed down. It's very obvious that music's been dumbed down. My question is, with this COVID, does it make our society dumber? Like, because again, our kids are going to be the people taking care of us. So are we actually not teaching them as much, making them dumber than what we were, when they get our age?
I think COVID has spewed a bit more of student independence that I think you'll see in our children, because like you said, kids on Zoom, some kids don't have that supervision in the house. So I know a lot of kids who excelled on Zoom with, little to no supervision because they were older, 6th grade, 7th grade and up. And I think that's going to translate into a level of independence that you'll see for them when they step into the workplace. Because they're going to be self-directed already.
And that's another question. What is an A on Zoom? Like how what does that equate to? Like an A, like compared to regular school, an A on Zoom. Like my daughter got straight A's. What does that mean? It's been Zoom. I mean, I'm happy, but how does that compare to straight A's of a student going 5 days a week, one-on-one teaching? You know what I mean? So it's just we kind of like the vaccine and all that shit that's going on. I guess we don't know until we find out, but it's just real scary. When we're talking about the kids, man. So check this out, man. Let me find my horn. Here we go. We are out the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter, and the 4 is for 4 square miles, baby, money. That's what
I'm gonna let y'all handle that, man. I'm gonna get this little girl.
Okay, hey, Breeze, man. Thank you very much, man. Peace.
Yeah, man.
Hey, Breeze,
shout out to my brother Carta P. Everybody else in the building, Sands. I mean, let's go Bearcats. And I'm gonna talk to y'all. Let's go next, man.
No doubt, man. Hey, Breeze.
Yes,
peace,
Paul.
Man.
Pleasure meeting you, brother.
Exactly. Yeah, man. Definitely. In my silence, y'all, is coming. Y'all best get ready for that.
That's
man.
That's right, man. Hey, the legendary Breeze Brewing in the building, y'all. Thank him for coming through, man. Definitely.
I'll talk to y'all brothers later.
No doubt.
Looking out, Breeze. Thank you.
All right, so we are starting the fourth quarter, Carter P, and I want to basically do a stiff of the week, but also called a hit of the week. Where we're just gonna talk about the main thing going on, and it's Naomi Osaka, the young, beautiful tennis player who just decided to, hey, I'm tired of your rules, and it's making me anxious. You're asking me ignorant questions, and they kept on finding her. She said, "Okay, you're gonna find me? Well, I'm out of here." And she left, and I was watching Venus Williams, not Serena, Venus Williams, when she was maybe 9 years old, and her dad, she was getting interviewed by a white man, and Venus, I wish I had to click the play, and Venus was like, "I think I'm gonna win it all." She was real confident, and the white guy just kept on, "How are you so confident? You haven't done it." And her dad, Richard, stepped in and shut that white man down for real. That's why I see that's why white people had a problem with him probably a lot, was because when they messed with his daughters with that bullshit. Right. He stepped in, because I heard the reporter was like, "Sir, we told you can't just interrupt the interview." He's like, "Man, fuck that motherfucker. You had some bullshit to my daughter. You keep on asking her 5-7 times. She told you no, I'm going to be the best ever. You keep on asking her, well, how are you going, trying to challenge her confidence." So anyway, man, where do you fellas sit on what the decision that Naomi made and how that's turning out? I think the sister's amazing, just me personally. And she made what, 57 million last year, 70 million last year. So she's good in the bank, you know what I mean?
Well, I feel personally that's what you need a team for. Like, she can't take that load by herself. Like, when you're dealing with scrutiny, it's very difficult to take it by yourself, especially when you're sensitive. So I always feel like, regardless of how strong you are, it's that weak moment where you need a team to step in sometime and, reiterate, how good they are, how professional they need to be. And sometimes you got to do that, because you'll go nuts if you're dealing with that situation in CW. You'll go crazy, literally. So as long as you got a team with you, and I think that's where a lot of athletes fail. They try to man it by themselves, and I always think you need a devil and an angel on your shoulder at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think she also suffers from severe depression and anxiety.
Yeah.
Also. Yeah. So it's interesting to hear when people try and talk about having some type of remedy for depression and anxiety. You talk about exercise, stay in shape. This is a top-notch athlete.
Yeah.
A professional tennis star, right? Made 57 million. So I think she's in shape.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show that narrative doesn't always fit everybody. Yeah. It's not a cookie-cutter narrative to deal with depression and anxiety. Everybody needs to be dealt with individually in a nurturing, caring way. So I think what she did is amazing. She's going to bring so much awareness to that illness. Yeah. And like Will said, for athletes, especially tennis, that's a one-on-one sport. So you're not dealing with a team on the court. You may have a team in the backdrop, but on the court, it's just me. So you probably are analyzing every serve, every play. And if you have depression and anxiety, that will eat at you. Just like, a game, you missed the layup, you missed the jump shot, you playing all day in your head. It's draining. And on top of depression and anxiety, it can really be a detriment.
I think when we're talking about America, we always got to bring up misogyny when we bring American. When we talk about America, we always got to talk about misogyny. And if you think about women's tennis in the 70s and 80s, they were just pity patting. It wasn't like as intense. They weren't serving the ball 120, 130 miles per hour and smacking it back and forth. Like it was sort of like the Chris Everett Lloyds, the Pam Shrivers, the white girls in the short skirts or whatever. It was sort of like a country club thing. Not saying they weren't good athletes, but compared to Serena, Venus, Naomi, if you watch just the difference of play from then to now, I mean, it's just crazy the type of athletes that they, again, I'm not slighting Chris Evert, although Chris Evert always got something smart to say about Serena Williams, which you know what I mean, I don't be digging that, but it's just like these women now in tennis, they're dealing with a lot more than what they had to deal with back in the day. Back in the day, all you got to do was pretty much be a white woman, look cute in a skirt, and you was accepted. But now the sisters is coming and dominating, and people have a problem with that. And I think they like asking them questions to poke at them. I saw Venus. She had a quote. Matter of fact, Venus had the quote trending on Twitter talking about, well, none of these people asking me a question are on my level, so don't bother me because they're not on my level anyway. So yeah. Venus shut them all down. And actually, Venus is playing doubles with the young sister. I think her name's Simone. Not Naomi, but the one younger than her that's only 16.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah. Venus is playing at doubles this year with her, man. But it's just conversation I wanted to have, man, because it seems like, even with Kamala Harris, when black women step into a power position, man, they try to come at their neck, you know what I mean? And I just wanted to have that conversation, man. Well, fellas, check this out, man. The fourth quarter's over. That means the game is over. We done wrecked shop. My man Carter P came through. He was a point guard. I was a power forward. My man he was in the paint playing center, and my man Breeze was playing the 2 and the 3. You know what I mean? We held it down on Sands on Sports today.
That's
so
a fact.
my man Big Bill, man, please let us know what's going on with you, the DJ, and all that, please, brother.
Well, I'm still DJing. I'm at a couple of places in the Bronx and Brooklyn. But I got a little transition I was telling you about earlier. I might take on a job, a position that was offered to me in Michigan, but I'm not sure. Decent amount of money. I hate Michigan, but I just really want to start over. New York, I came back, try to, make it happen back in my hometown, but it's like, it's horrible here, to be honest. I need a change. So that's really where I'm at right now.
Let me ask y'all real quick, since y'all up there, what's up with this mayor race?
New York City, you talking about? New York City.
Mayoral race going on right now. Am I correct?
For New York City.
Yeah.
It's 8 candidates running. I think Eric Adams is going to win, borough president from Brooklyn. He was a former police officer. He has a really strong presence, on the grassroots of New York City. He's done the work. I can see him winning it.
Gotcha. I'm just interested. I seen a brother. I saw a brother once. I was like, I hope the brother win, but maybe he don't have.
That's him.
That's him.
Yeah, and there's another one. McGuire, I think his name is.
Okay, yeah, I saw one. He was speaking in Harlem. I just caught it. You catch everything on your phone, on Instagram or the timeline or whatever. Yeah, it was a brother. He was speaking in Harlem. And I was just like, cool. You know what I mean? Well, that's what's up, right?
There's some good candidates.
Yeah, well, hopefully it does something for the city, man. You know what I mean? Well, Carter P, man, before we go out of here, man, please let us know about everything going on, how people can get in contact with you, how they can get the new album, new T-shirts, new hats, new pens, new everything. Cause we doing merch on Sands on Sports, baby. We sling merch on Sands on Sports, baby. So the floor is yours, my brother.
Well, you see the T-shirt right here, Carter P and Fries. I was able to collaborate, the producer of this whole project. He's from Australia, Perth, Australia. So shout out to him. But the project officially drops Friday, June 11th. It'll be available everywhere. We also did vinyl copies of this also. So it'll be available at HAB, Fat Beats. You can hit me directly. We're doing actually a promo with the vinyl right now. Autographed double vinyl with the T-shirt. With that, $50. So it's a collector's item. This is the first of 3 projects I got dropping for 2021. I have another project with some of our old retro DGO classics that never came out. That's dropping probably in December of 2021 with HHV. And my partner from France, DJ Parental, we have our project called Still a Mess. We had DJ Parental. Yeah, it was supposed to drop last year, but COVID hit. Yeah. But that was a blessing in disguise because it allowed us more time to do more joints. So that's probably going to be out the first of the year, 2022. So we got a lot of music on deck, and it's just good to be relevant in hip hop. Yeah. To be able to cross brand with the sports and the education. And it's a blessing, like I said, to still be out here and doing what we love.
Awesome, man. Awesome, man. Well, hey, check this out, y'all. I'm Jay Sands. That's Big Will Humphreys. That's my man Carter P. Shout to my.
And we gotta do a joint. I'm waiting to do a joint. We gotta do a joint.
I got bars. Big Will can do the cut. I got bars. Big Will can do the cut. And it's a rap. It's a rap. From Flex go be, hey, we gotta drop a bomb. Flex will drop a bomb. We gotta drop a bomb on it. Yeah, we go. Yeah. Hey, look, send that through, brother. Send that through, baby. Hey, look,
I would love to do that. We can set the deal right now. I would love to do that.
I might play some keys on it too. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, hey, man, check this out, man. This is Jay Sands. Again, that's Will Humphrey. That's Carter P. This is Mount Vernon, Pittsburgh, PA in the building, and Sands on Sports. And we out of here, y'all. Peace.
That's a fact. Enjoy, y'all.
Fellas.
Yes, sir.